Yeah, hello everybody. Welcome to Rex Tech Pub on a bone-chilling Friday, January 23rd. It is cold here. It is not warm. It was a cold night by the time I went to bed because I got up around 1:19 and I stayed up till about 2. When I went to bed, I checked the temperature. It was 24 below. At about 2:12 this morning when I finally put my head on the pillow. It was about 24 below. So it was cold, and it's warmed up a little bit if you want to call it a warm up, because now it's like 18 below or 8, I can't remember, but it's still cold, still below zero, and still weather I'd prefer not to be out in. So I am unfortunately stuck at home until warm weather shows up, which may or may not happen for a while. So, how's Ken doing? And I think that's Robert. I am third. I don't think you're third. You're second, it looks like. Oh, yeah, it's busy. Crazy. Yeah, it's just been Dan first, me second. Yeah, I'm just biding my time, just sitting around twiddling my thumbs, waiting for the cold weather to go away so I can get back outside. Because my mom asked me the other day when she came to take me grocery shopping, she said, "Isn't this cold weather just driving you batty staying inside all the time?" I said, "Yeah, it is. But what the hell am I going to do about it?" And that's another clear skies, sunny skies, a little bit of wind. It looks nice outside, but it isn't. The second you step outside, you instantly want to turn right back in and say, "Nope, I'll do it tomorrow." Well, tomorrow's not supposed to be any better than today, so. And I did watch Brian's latest upload he did on his bloopers. That was quite hilarious. Start over. So the only Windows news I've got, which really is, well, I've got one. But Mozilla furthers progress on the built-in tab notes feature. I have no idea what the hell that is, the tab notes feature. It's supposed to have something to do with your tabs, and you're supposed to leave it, or has no, or I don't know. Something being able to take notes in your tabs, or something like that. Someone else that can understand that a little bit better than I can explain it, because I don't get it. Microsoft is now saying for any of you that are having problems with that lovely update that came, the 507, the 4109, if you're having problems with that, Microsoft now says you can uninstall it. But that's only if you're having problems. Only if. Only. And this is more going to the corporate world and businesses out there that seem to be having this problem. It seems to have, for now, left the home computers alone. But in the corporate and the working world out there, the computers out there, so a lot of them are starting to have problems. So they say if you are having that particular issue and you just can't get around it, just go to that update and uninstall it. And that should take care of your problems, but don't call me if it doesn't, because I'm not going to get in the middle of Microsoft snafus and trying to figure out what they screwed up. But they're saying the best thing for now is if you're having problems, just to Uninstall it. In this built-in tab notes feature. I don't know what that is with Mozilla Firefox. But they're continuing progress on it, so it means they're moving forward with it, but I have no idea what the hell it is. And for right now, start over. Yeah. Um, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works. I'm not sure who it's meant for, what it's meant for, or what kind of application or whatever you're supposed to use it for, but it'll be interesting to see what that's like when they come out with it. If they do, sometimes Mozilla just gets right up to the edge of launching a new thing, and then at the last second they say, you know what, this ain't worth it, we're scrapping it. We never did see, there's quite a few things of Mozilla that they deployed, or going to deploy right up to the last second, and then they thought twice of it, and they said, actually, we're not going to do that. Microsoft has done that a few times. Thought they were going to have a good product come out, and just before launch, they decided, you know what, maybe not. So at the last second, just before they hit the launch button, they decided to scrap it. And say, you know what, this is a bad idea. Maybe we shouldn't do it right now. So they didn't. But some things Microsoft just can't pull themselves together, and they launch something and it does horrible bad things. I guess I don't know if I could really blame Microsoft. I guess that would happen to any of us. You know, if we're running a big corporate company like Microsoft and we're supposed to program and make programs to run perfectly right the first time and we screw up, how do you think the world's going to look at us? They're going to look at us as incompetent people, not knowing what we're doing, and a bunch of big flipping idiots. Well, that's kind of how people are looking at Microsoft at the moment. They're just in their funk right now, where they can't pull their heads out of their you know whats and fly straight. They keep stumbling over themselves, and I don't know. Kind of worrying about it, but yet at the same time, I say, yeah, why worry about it? It's what the hell can I do about it? I wish Microsoft wouldn't be doing what they're doing, but they are. Once again, thanks to YouTube, you appear to be fourth on the screen, not third. Start over. Hello, Jeff. Once again, thanks to YouTube, you appear to be fourth on the screen, not third. Yeah, I guess that would be right. It would be fourth. Against the IP thing. So yeah, like I think the title of the show says, I really ain't got much to say today. It's just a few things that came out that Microsoft and Mozilla is what they're doing, but other than that, I didn't want to pay too much attention to anything else. Just a couple of things. I cannot control the other channels, but So if any of you started getting any of that snow you said you were going to get, or if, or is that supposed to start later? I know a lot of you were thinking we're going to get the cold and the rest of you are going to get the snow. Well, did any of you get the snow, or is that supposed to start later on today and tomorrow? It's just downright brutally cold up here. To the point where it's hard to keep these apartments warm. Especially when you got the blinds and the drapes open. All that cold air is radiating in. And I got my heat set at 78. And it's like 70 degrees in here. If that. Ours is predicted tomorrow until Monday. Oh, okay. Kinstone Live 2026. Open Chat GPT. If we give it this question, why does Chrome not display the American flag emoji, but rather the US? You'll be very surprised by the answer. We're still going on about the flag thing. Although it is kind of curious. I noticed that someone left a bunch of flags on Zoom yesterday, and for me, none of them showed up. I think it was Brian or somebody that left like 3 or 4 of them and flags, and none of them showed up. So I don't know why a lot of them won't allow you to do the American flag. I find that a little odd. Unless I'm not understanding things correctly, but it just seems kind of funny that somebody's not so keen on showing the American flag. Shouldn't that be everybody? But apparently it isn't. Short answer, it's a Chrome thing. Not your computer thing. Kind of. Firefox shows it. No, not on mine it didn't. On a few of them it didn't. In quite a few places I can't do the American flag. It's like they're all prejudiced to the American flag, but in some places, yeah, you can do it, but most of them you can't. It just shows, what is it? It either shows nothing or, what is that symbol that, something, I can't remember what it is, but I don't know. Why Firefox, why flags are especially flaky. God, I know I still get everybody that comes over here. Like Robert comes over, and Mike and them guys, and they all tell me that my computers are all not configured correctly. It's like, I don't know what you did to this thing, but you and God, Rick. Like, what? It works? Yeah, but not like that. Like, what? It's fine. It'll do fine. I just don't understand why I just leave it the way I've left it. They say, what is... They just shake their heads and they just think, why do you leave it like that? It's like, because it works. Good God, people. Noisy out in the hallway all of a sudden. Usually I step out there when they're doing that, and I just stand there. They just kind of all look at me, they shut up, and they go their separate ways. It's time during the day or night. They're not supposed to be making a lot of noise. We've got a lot of elders that live in this building, and the elders like they're like their peace and quiet. So they don't like people running up and down the hallways. They were doing that the other day, and I just stood out there, and I cleared my throat once, and they all looked at me, and they just kind of disappeared. I don't know where them two kids came from, but I said, I don't know, you two. Go back to the apartment you're supposed to, and what's up with you two? And they just looked at each other kind of stupidly. It's like, They went back to their apartments like, come on, people, we're adults. Behave like it. And that's a public standard in any apartment building. You don't go running up and down the hallways. You will have someone come out of their apartment and tell you to walk. Do not run. And that's anywhere in the United States. You're not really supposed to be running in the hallways. You do it long enough, you're going to get someone's like my attention, and I'm going to come out and say, hey, stop the running. Because you don't know how disturbing that is when all you're hearing is thump, 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 thump. Thump, 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 up and down the hallway when you got a kid running up and down the hallway. Very annoying. So it doesn't take long for me to step outside the hallway and I get their attention. I just stand there, I don't say anything. And they all just kind of quietly just disappear. We did have the note in the hallway, but someone took it down and said, please no running in the hallway. Someone could get hurt. And some idiot, and I think I know who the idiot is, took the sign down. Like I said, I think I know who did it, but I'm not going to bother. The real solution is to quit using Chrome and use Firefox. No, I agree with you, Brian. I agree with you. I mean, yeah, Firefox every once in a while has its hiccups, but in the long run, it's a much better running platform than what Chrome is. That's just my opinion. I mean, I know there's Kerry Holzman, who I do believe he knows that I think he knows that I use Firefox, and he knows other people use Firefox, and he just can't wrap his head around that. It's like, why do you use that? Why can't you use Chrome? Because I don't even want to get into the argument with him, so I just said, yeah, okay, Kerry, whatever. You use what you want to use, I'll use what I want to use, leave it at that, and he's never been happy with me on that. He thinks everybody should use Chrome, and that's it. No. Use whatever browser you want to use. We live in America. But that's all I'm going to say on that. Not going to say anything else. I just don't like it when people get pushy and saying, you have to use this. You must use this. Like, no. Use whatever you want to use. If you want to use Chrome, use Chrome, whatever, but I don't know, I just feel more comfortable in Firefox. Like people say on the internet, you do you. Don't listen to what other people tell you. Do it this way. You must do it this way. No, you don't. Do it any which way you want to do it. What makes you happy. You see it in your eyes the way you want to see it. You do it that way. Don't listen to other people on the internet saying, you must do it this way. No, you don't. Do it the way you want to do it. Quit listening to people on the internet. And there's a lot of people on the internet that are prejudiced about what you use, and they say you shouldn't use anything else but. And I get in their comic section and I said, yeah, it's funny you say that we must only use. Oh, really? Oh, that's what fell. Well, when I ask them, geez, don't we have freedom of choice in America to use what we want to use? That usually ends the conversation. They never write back to me. Because they know I've got them between a rock and a hard place. And most people are not going to argue with that. Because that is correct. We live in the United States and choose to do what you want to do the way you want to do it. I know I have problems following my own advice, but there's just so many strong heads out there that tell me you must do it that way. You have to do it that way. But yet when I look at it, I'm going to say, why? They just stare at me with a blank stare. It's like they can't answer that question. So then I'm going to continue doing it the way I'm going to do it. You do it the way you want to do it and call it good. But most people just shake their heads at me. They just can't make either heads or tails out of that. Why would you do it that way? Well, you tell me, what's the difference between the way you're doing it and the way I'm doing it? Because the way I'm doing it is right. The way you're doing it is right. Okay. That's when the arguments start, and that's when I get up and walk away. I'm just not going to deal with people like that think they think they're right no matter what you tell them. That the way they do it is the right way. And technically, it isn't. It's what you feel is right. What you feel in your own mind, your own heart, the way you're doing it, the way you say it. If you think it's right, then do it and say it the way you think it's right. Don't listen to other people and saying, you got to do it this way. Well, there's no gotta to it. Just do it. Just don't tell people they gotta do it this way. You do you, as I've been told on the internet over and over and over. And with that, guys, it's 2:22. Anybody else got anything else to say? Because I'm out of words again, so you guys are going to have to take over. Because I don't want to get into feeling like I'm lecturing people. And I'm kind of feeling like I'm starting to do that, lecturing people. I don't like lecturing, so you guys pick something to talk about. I'm looking for motherboard screws, and I am not finding any. No, Brian. Short answer. Oh, that sucks. Because that server computer over there behind me has only got like two screws in the board. And when you try to put a USB plug in the back, the whole back of the board wobbles because there's no other screws in the back of the board to secure it. And I don't have any more screws. Screws. I thought I did. No, not these two dogs again. It is Friday, and it is definitely noisy out in the hallway. Well, we've got a few new people that live up on this floor, too, and they're not the quietest people. Especially Mr. King Kong living next to me. The 6'5" guy. He's a big guy, and I'm not going to tell him to quit banging whatever he's banging into the walls because he's bothering me at night. He'll squish me like a bug. So I just say, whatever, dude. Whatever, I'm not going to bother you. But you're keeping me up at night. He'll just look at me and just, goodbye. I bought a kit on Amazon or Newegg that had a section of motherboard screws, king screws, dismounting screws, etc. for all different vendors. Yeah, I've got one of them too. In fact, I've got a few of them, and I've used all the motherboard screws already. I have all the boards and computers I've built. I don't know, I'll have to look through it again. Maybe a few. I'll have to look again, but last I looked, I think I went through all of them. I'd like to return to 2007 and start over. Yeah, 2007. Oh my god, shit. Yeah. So if any of you hadn't noticed, and you probably did, that I wasn't on Zoom last night, that's because I was laying. See, it got cold in here last night, really cold, because it got to like almost 30 some degrees below zero. And I was just cold in here, and I wanted to get warm, so I put on my sweatpants, kept my socks on, crawled under the sheets in my bed, curled up in a little ball, blankets all over me, curled up and tucked into a little ball and just laid there. And apparently, I fell asleep because I was listening to Ken and everybody on Zoom and YouTube. The next thing I'm listening to is CNC equipment. Because I know Trent and them guys, when they're talking halfway asleep or during my sleep, I knew who I was listening to. I knew I was listening to CNC equipment. Not thinking, well, that must be what 9:30, quarter to 10. Still eyes closed to sleep, thinking I got another 15 minutes before I have to get on Zoom. So I was thinking it was like 10 to 10, a little bit before 10, so I had a half hour or so. So I thought I'll just lay here a little bit more. Next thing I know, I open my eyes, reach over, pull my phone over, and it's like 10 after, it's like 2:02. Like, son of a bitch. Literally took my phone, threw it at the window behind me. It went crashing under the windowsill behind me. It's like, God damn it, did it again. I thought I was going to get up and it was going to be 10:30 or 10:32 or something like that. Enough to get on Zoom, and here it is, 2 after 2 in the morning. Oops. And I was cold last night, and I couldn't warm up, so I got under the blankets and curled up into a little ball and just said, I'm not going anywhere. It was cold in here last night. Very, very cold. I had my thermometer set on like 78. There's only like maybe 71 in here. It was cold. But I was going to get out here and suffer through Zoom for at least an hour or so, but no, I must have fallen asleep, and next thing I know, I was listening to CNC equipment on YouTube and thinking it was like 10 after 10 or quarter after 10. So I got out of bed thinking that's 10 after 10. Half asleep when I opened, when I shut. I was sitting on the edge of my bed, still thinking it was 10 after 10. And I get up, reach behind me, grab the phone, like, holy shit, it's 2 after... Threw the phone behind me, it's like, damn it. 2 minutes after 2 in the morning. So that's what happened last night. I just got cold, wanted to warm up, so I got underneath the blankets, and apparently I fell asleep. It was just cold in here last night. When it gets to like 27 or 24 below, these apartments don't keep their heat very well. Especially when you got windows and an air conditioner that's all drafty like mine is. It gets cold in here, so I just got cold and I wanted to get warm, so I got under the blankets and apparently I fell asleep. That's cold. Oh, so Alex put you to sleep. No, I wasn't listening to Alex. I was listening to CNC equipment. It's the guy that him and his 2 sons and another employee of his, they fix bulldozers, military bulldozers, other kind of bulldozers. That's all he does, and he lives in Indiana. Illinois, Indiana, or something like that. So it's in your state. So yeah, I don't know who I was listening to on Zoom last night, but I was listening to you and whoever else, and I don't know. It's funny how that works. You're tired. You think you're just gonna fall asleep for like 5-10 minutes. So you let yourself fall asleep, thinking, "Well, I'm just gonna be awake in 10 minutes." 10 minutes turns into 3 hours, and so many minutes later, and next thing you know, it's 2:02 in the morning. I could have swore it was like 10 or a quarter after 10 o'clock at night last night. Thought I had like 10, 15 minutes before I had to get on Zoom. Then reach over before me, behind me, reach over, look at my phone, and it's 2:02 in the morning. Whoops. Did it again. And I didn't. That was okay. I really didn't feel like getting out of bed anyhow. It's just too damn cold. And tonight the wind isn't so bad, so maybe I can stay a little bit warm. And Brian joins Zoom with his head wrapped in his in a bandage. All right, it's 2:31, guys. A couple more minutes here, or hey, another minute. So today is Friday, and we know tomorrow's Saturday, and I'm not doing a live stream on Saturday, so you get a break from me for one day. But I do appreciate everybody watching, and if anybody hasn't noticed or anybody doesn't know by now, my name is Rick of Rick's Tech Pub. I just didn't put that on my Rick's Tech Pub, or actually I did on Rick's Tech, but in the channel name itself, I think it's just Rick Lakes. So I don't know. Someday I'll change the two so they match. Because I know there's a few people bugging me about that have emailed me or texted me saying, "Why is your name not matching your Rick's Tech Pub? Or why is Rick's Tech Pub not?" And then these got question mark, because they don't understand why I did that. I don't know either. I just did. I was just trying to get the channel set up really dirty and quick, and that's how I just laid it. And it's been like that ever since. And I don't know. Someday if I want to change it, I'll change it. But like and subscribe to my channel, and I'd greatly appreciate it if I can get a couple more 100 people for subscribers. You know, not all at once, but over the period of time. I'd like to get a couple more 100, maybe 200 plus subscribers this year. I know that's not going to happen. I know that's a hell of a reach, but yeah, let's reach for the stars. Be the star you are. So, oh, well, that's my brother's name. Are we related? 1 million subscribers. Never say never. Yeah. I've been at 500 something, almost 600 now for the longest time. And I mean, I'm going up steadily. But just some morning, I'd like to go from 600 to 1,000 and some, but I just don't want to cheat the system and do it the wrong way. So anybody that's watching this channel, or watching these live streams, subscribe, hit the like button. And until then, and until next time, I'll see all of you guys later. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch you all of you later. Bye for now. Yeah, my next one will be Sunday. Sunday at 2. So, yeah, we'll see you guys Sunday.